Next, let's queer up the worldview. What gay couples with children face. New study is disturbing. Queer News Tonight frequently reports the struggles LGBTQ plus individuals face over discrimination. But tonight we report on a different cohort, LGBTQ plus parents of children. A recent study conducted by Just Like Us sheds light on the struggles faced by gay and lesbian parents and their children. The research involved 1,012 LGBTQ plus parents across the UK. Key findings from the study indicate that over half, 56%, of LGBTQ plus parents have encountered negative comments about their children and families. Additionally, 42% of their children have experienced remarks regarding having non-heterosexual parents. The hate extends beyond mere comments, with a quarter of lesbians and 34% of trans parents feeling isolated in their roles. Mental health is also a concern of LGBTQ plus parents. A quarter expressed feelings of depression or anxiety about their families not fitting in or being treated fairly. Half of respondents worry about their children being bullied due to having LGBTQ plus parents, while a significant portion, 29%, fear their children's acceptance. 39% of gay and lesbian parents report being asked invasive questions about their family structure. Moreover, 23% of children have felt upset or hurt by negative comments at school about LGBTQ plus individuals, with 24% being excluded from social arrangements for being a part of an LGBTQ plus family. Trans parents face even greater challenges, with over 40% of their children experiencing exclusion from social activities and 30% hearing negative comments about transgender individuals at school. Shockingly, 11% of trans parents have resorted to homeschooling their children to shield them from anti-LGBTQ plus prejudice. The study reveals the fears from straight parents and LGBTQ plus parents on the state of their families in society. Now, I may be a weirdo, but when I read this, I actually got some hope. And the hope is that when I was seeing how much more visibility LGBTQ parents and children are getting in the schools, that we're actually doing studies on them and how they feel. And the percentages aren't that crazy to me, because if you take the non-LGBTQ plus kids, they're getting bullied as well. They're getting bullied for being fat. They're getting bullied. Like, that's what kids do. They find whatever little weakness you have, like little velociraptors, and they prey on them, and they make fun of you, and they try to build themselves up, and they're insecure as well, and they're hormonal. So when I look at this, I'm not that upset, because I don't think that it's so far from the norm of what most kids go through and what most parents go through. If you go to a normal PTA, when I say normal, a non-LGBT like PTA parent, yeah, there's all kinds of strife going on. I've been a teacher for 20 plus years, and they're always talking about each other. They're always talking about this parent does this, and then, their parent is this, and, I can't believe they let their kids do that. I mean, it's just a whole gossip hall, So when I look at this, yes, of course, it feels terrible sometimes, but I also think that anybody who's not pro-LGBT, gets bullied as well. It's a really big issue. So I look at that, and I don't feel much angst for it. I think we're kind of on the right path, and that we're getting more studies done on us. We're more accepting, and, I would say to all the LGBTQ plus people, don't take it so personally. Their hate, what you call hate rhetoric, it's going around to everybody. So, let it roll off of your back. What did Jinx Monsoon say? Water off a duck's back.
Right.
And keep on keeping on. Be that homeroom parent, and help the kids who may not be exposed to it or have parents who have a different viewpoint on it. Let them see you. Let them know that you're not the monster. They will make their decisions themselves regardless of what their parents tell them, because they'll say, you know what, Jimmy's mom, their two moms they're so nice to me. They're so great, and they will reject your ideology. So don't leave, don't homeschool, bring yourselves more into the mix.
I agree with you 100%. I do think that the statistics aren't that horrible, and I do think that there's all kinds of other bullying because of economics, because of race. There's thousands of reasons why people are bullied every single day in school, and this is just another part of it. But being out there and you're presenting an option to folks who may stay closeted because of the fear of their parents, and are now finding people like them. And it's maybe a safe way, you take Florida out of the mix, but for most states, they find a safe way to be able to connect on some level and hopefully have a healthier life as they grow up. So,
looking at the data, the first thing I looked at that I was both positive but also concerned with, it was the UK study, which, which often UK and the US have a lot of similarities. I would like to see a US focused study. Like in my day job, I survey workers, and I've added LGBTQ questions, and I've also seen, I haven't published the mental health stuff that we've sometimes seen, but it's not new to me to see a lot of mental health issues and struggles and dealing with concerns of sadness, depression, and seeing that again reminds me that we have so much work to do on that. But the weird thing that was actually shocking, the 11% for trans parents homeschool, because I don't know how frequent homeschooling is in the UK, but here, Googling it really quick in the middle of the show, it was 6% of the population. So hearing that almost double the trans population, at least in the UK relative to US, is homeschooling, so it's being maybe there's a lot more that we need to talk about with trans parents at schools. But it would be best if we had some U.S. studies on it.
Trinidad said that means 89% are going to school and learning. And we don't know what the makeup is of those parents to make that decision that maybe even if they were not LGBTQ, they would have homeschooled their kids.
Well, homeschooling is hard. If you have a day job, you can't homeschool your kid.
And let's be real.
That's why I didn't have kids.
And let's be real. Our school system sucks. So, you probably would get a better education anyways if you homeschool.
Depends on your parents.